Hey Desiree, how you doing?
Hi, Herbert. Good. How are you doing?
I hear the weather in Austin is fantastic.
It's amazing. We're a little spoiled over here. I always look at the reports from the Northeast, and we don't have anything like that. We have sunny and warm, so that's pretty cool. It's time of year.
I think you were busy this weekend with the Austin Half Marathon.
Yeah. I've always tried to be a part of the marathon or the half in some shape or form for the last, I think, 9 years. I've competed in either race. And so it's just been, it's just been a tradition, and I love the weekend so much. So I got out there and I just jogged through the half marathon. It was great fun.
S- So you ran it, or you? I thought you were in some way involved with the organization.
Oh yeah, well, I did some Q&As with the organizer, John Conley, and then I'm working with this foundation, and we run for children who have rare and undiagnosed diseases. A little girl named Mia, and just running with her name on my shirt. And then I met her yesterday after the race and gave her my finishing medal. But yeah, I was just out there enjoying the course and having a good time, not racing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I assume you were not racing because, well, for those who don't know, you're actually married now.
I am married. I got married in November to a very wonderful guy, and yes, and we have some news. We're pregnant, so it all happened really fast.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And so, when is the due date?
August 15th, I'm due. So I'm actually almost 15 weeks. And so we're going to find out boy or girl in about a week. And I'm through the dreaded first trimester. It was tough. It was sickness and just all these crazy things that I've never experienced before. So I was actually training for a marathon, and I was all ready to go. And the week before, I started feeling funny. This was back in December, and I do this course that's like a regular test or loosen up course. It's like a mile course, just usually the week before the race. And this was the Thursday before Sunday race. And I was out there with my husband, and I was thinking, gosh, I can hardly hold my 6:15 pace or my 6:20s. And that usually at that point it feels really good and easy, and I just was struggling. And so I thought, we got to go to the drugstore. So turns out I got a blood test the next day, and sure enough, there's a baby on the way. So I dropped out of that marathon, and since then it's just been. I still love to run, though. The running has been what has kept me going through this first tough trimester. Like, it's amazing how I'll wake up feeling sick, and then I'll head out for a run, and just easy. And it's just really cheered me up and gets everything flowing and makes you feel better. So I'm glad I can still do that. And swimming's been great too.
So, what's the doctor saying? How long does the doctor think you can run and swim?
It's different now. I mean, I really haven't gotten very much warning. Like, my doctor's pretty progressive. He's been doing this for years and years, and I mean, he follows the studies on exercise and pregnancy. And he actually showed me a study. He pulled it up on his phone when I was there last time, and he's like, it actually shows that because there's more oxygen going through your blood and to the baby, that baby can come out more healthy than if you weren't exercising. So he was like, just keep your heart rate under 140, which for me, I just think about, if I'm unable to talk while I'm running, then I'm probably doing my baby a disservice. So I just try and keep it at a conversation pace, and it's hard sometimes. I'll admit it. There's a guy who I went to my usual Gilbert's Gazelles group, which I run with my interval training, And, I was just taking it easy. And then this guy came up on me and he was trying to race me into the finish. And I was like, I want to race him. So it's definitely hard at times. And yesterday in the half, it was hard to hold back, but it's not about you anymore. It's about you and well, it's about a new life inside of you. So you just kind of take it all in stride, and it's been good.
So I guess you mentioned that you're going to find out boy or girl.
Yes.
So you're not going to keep it from you. It's not going to be a surprise.
No, I think we really want to find out. We're excited. I think originally we thought we were having a boy, and I don't know. It kind of goes back and forth. You try to guess and make predictions. I've been having dreams that I've had one or the other. That's another wacky thing is when you're pregnant, your dreams are just like out of this world. I actually had a dream last night that I was racing in Hawaii again. But we were swimming in a canal. It was like some soupy canal, similar to Ironman Austria, but the water was very low and there wasn't enough of it. So all the triathletes were swimming like humpbacks. It was really weird, but yeah, but we will find out and this just enjoy,
Have,
imagining what we're gonna have.
did you select names already, or have you discussed names?
Yeah, we do. We have names picked out for either girl or boy, but we're gonna wait on those to, tell everyone. So we're having a cake party. We've invited some friends, and we're gonna just have a red velvet cake for girl and a chocolate cake for boy, and reveal that once everyone starts eating the cake. So
We assume it's gluten free.
of course it's gluten free. Yeah, pretty much every
And
cake I make is. So
that sounds great. In terms of, have you already picked a baby jogger out?
I've heard good things about Bob. So I was like, I need to write to Bob and actually ask him for a sponsorship because I feel like once I get that thing and once I get baby in the jogger, we're gonna be moving. I think it'd be fun actually if any races would let me to race every once in a while with the baby. So we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, it depends obviously on the race director.
Yeah.
We did a 5K with our twin stroller,
Oh,
and they asked us to start at the very back to not
yeah.
interfere with anybody, which was fun, but it required us to do a major slalom around all the other people.
Yeah, it's like a
who were,
video game,
uh,
baby video game. Yeah.
but yeah, check out all the stroller. I would ask your friends to play with a stroller to see what you actually like before you make any decisions.
Okay, yeah, that's a big thing. I mean, you gotta have one that is right and moves fast, and the baby's not like bouncing everywhere. So
Absolutely.
big deal.
Um, in terms of your plans, so what does that mean once the baby's born and you taking your baby time off? What then?
Well, actually, so last year I was injured, so I had a bad calf injury that just kept reoccurring. And ironically, now the calf injury's totally gone. I was thinking about that yesterday. But, it just so I really want to get back into racing. I've missed it. I haven't really been able to race in, gosh, a year and a half now. So I'd like to definitely get back for the Austin Marathon next year. And then we'll see. I kind of have to wait and see how my recovery is going after August. But there's a marathon in College Station here, which I'd like to either run the half or possibly the full. We'll see. That would be December 9th, which is 4 months after I give birth. So, I mean, you see, it's amazing watching some of the other women. Like, you just see them coming back and feeling better than ever. And, others, it seems to take a while. But I think actually having a baby can make you stronger. It's like, that EPO that goes up that, I think it can help you become faster and stronger and just gives you a new perspective on things. So I like to get back into racing. I miss racing. I miss triathlon. Obviously, if I'm dreaming about Hawaii, I miss it. So,
But you only mentioned marathons. So do you mostly want to concentrate on running, or do you think
um,
triathlon to a certain degree?
yeah, I definitely think triathlon is going to be there at some point again. To what extent, I'm not sure. I'm really going to have to see. I know juggling three is going to be more difficult with the baby and some other things I have going on. So with running, I can just really focus on that on one thing, and but we'll see. I think definitely there's more racing in the future.
What about mentioned your cakes you're making. Is
Yeah.
that something you're working on as like a business venture to have
Yes.
Desiree's best cakes or whatever it's called?
Yes. So actually, I found out in 2005 that highly allergic to gluten, and it just has been something that's really helped my racing, my quality of life in general, eliminating all of that. So over the years, I've experimented with baking, breads, cookies, cakes. I mean, all the things that you miss when you have to give up gluten. And I know there are a lot of other triathletes out there and runners who have had to give it up. And training at such a high level, you crave those things. You crave breads in the morning, and so I've had to taste a lot of other breads that are out there, and there's some good ones out there, but I've always had this in the back of my mind, like someday I'm going to start a baking business where I can make whole grain, gluten-free products that don't taste like sawdust and that don't turn people off. And because I've had this extra free time, it started last year when I was injured, and I've teamed up with some girls here in Austin who have a gluten-free flour company. It's a whole grain flour baking company. So I've teamed up with them using their flour, and I've started making, fresh gluten-free loaves of bread, and they're really delicious. And so I'm just at the beginning stages now of figuring out the whole business side of things. And we had our first tasting last week, and that went really well. I had made surveys up, rate this taste, rate this density, all these questions that you really need to figure out before you actually put something out on the market. And that was successful. I got some really good feedback, and the response was positive. So, yeah, my baking business is actually not a storefront bakery, but it's going to be called Bounce Bakery, because I always had this thing when I was racing. Like, I knew it was going to be a good day if I could bounce out of bed and get going. Those were my best races, and I felt that way. And I always start my mornings off with gluten-free toast and some almond butter and honey. That was my pre-race breakfast. It still is. So, this will be breads to start that you can eat before you race. And I'm using teff flour, which is the staple grain in Ethiopia. And it's the highest protein content in a grain, in any grain. And it tastes really good too. So, it's just, I think it's going to be something really fun and exciting. And it's been so cool to be on this side of business development, and, figuring out. Right now we're working on the logo with the designer, and that's been really cool. And just figuring out all the distribution ways to like get it in the stores and restaurants. So
is your kitchen big enough? You have a big oven?
No, mine isn't. So actually, you're not allowed to cook out of your kitchen if you're selling to the public. So I have a commercial kitchen that the girls already have a space in, and I'm going to have my own space. And you just kind of go in there, and they've got these huge industrial mixers and ovens, and you can bake 12 loaves at a time, and it's just a lot faster and more efficient. And so I'll be in there, and I have a wonderful baker named Blossom. She's going to be doing a lot of the baking, and so yeah, things are moving along. So look out for the breads, hopefully to come out soon.
That sounds great. I think when I'll come to Austin next time, I'll make sure I'll try one of your bounce breads.
Yeah, actually, Herbert, one of the main feedback I got on one of my breads was just like the standard wheat bread, was that it tasted very German. So
I guess it has got my name. Well, Desiree, it was awesome seeing you.
Yeah.
Good luck with the pregnancy, and we'll follow up with you and follow your path, and hopefully we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, that'd be great. And I've also started a blog just because I think, there's so many questions when you're pregnant as an athlete and an active person. Like, what do I do? How much, how little? So I started a blog just kind of detailing what I'm going to be doing throughout. And that's at desfickerberry.com if anyone wants to read it. So,
No, sure. We'll add a link to the bottom of the
yeah.
interview. That's easily done. Thanks so
Okay.
much.
Thanks so much. Good
We'll
luck
see
to
you.
you.
Bye bye.
Okay. Bye.